What's up, everybody? Welcome to SLC Puck! It's an emergency episode of SLC Puck. My worst nightmare came true last night, and I couldn't be any more thrilled about it. I'm your host, Austin Facer. Thank you for joining me for an exciting bonus edition of SLC Puck. There's reason to be back on the microphone again today, and we're going to get into it real quick. But first and foremost, we need to pay tribute, and we need to acknowledge that there's some people out there in the Utah hockey community right now who are hurting. And for them, for the donors, I'd like to do this tribute right here. I've got a can of Red Bull Summer Edition White Peach. It's become the calling card for the donors over the last few months. And we're going to pour it out. We're going to pour it out because the donors had a rough night. But I think all of us in the Utah Hockey Club orbit had a great night. Despite the pain of a few, there should be the jubilation and joy of many. I'm talking, of course, about the trade that took place like literally 10 minutes after I uploaded the episode last night. The Utah Mammoth swung a huge deal acquiring J.J. Peterka from the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for Michael Kesselring and Josh Doan. Oh, baby. Let me tell you what. A lot of reaction right now. Social media was ablaze. It was a huge day for sports in Utah yesterday. The Utah Jazz get Ace Bailey in the NBA draft. The Utah Mammoth swing a huge deal in which they don't have to give up their 4th overall pick and get back a budding superstar in exchange for some pieces that are going to make people sad, right? Sad to see Michael Kesselring and Josh Doan go. But don't say nobody warned you folks that this was going to happen. I warned you people a couple episodes ago. I said, listen, everybody, we've been having a lot of fun. We had a wonderful, magical year as the Utah Hockey Club. We made a lot of great memes. We had a lot of good goofs and gaffes. Michael Kessel King was acknowledged as the team's social media superstar last year, and he was. It was a treasure trove of fun and witty comments, and just he's a silly guy. Josh Doan, great dude as well. I had the opportunity to meet Josh a couple times to interview him. I also interviewed his dad, Shane Doan, on Nashcast this year. So the Doans are awesome. They're legit. But, you know, to get value back, you got to send value out. That's exactly what the Utah Mammoth did. And it was really a masterclass in GMBA's ability to extract as much value as possible from the Utah Mammoth's current assets. So, again, this broke last night. And, hey, just real quick, if you like the show, I do the show twice a week, and I'm flirting about maybe adding a third because it seems like we might have to keep up with all the happenings that are going around with the Utah Mammoth. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to support the tomfoolery, the fun, slcpuck.shop is a great way to do it. The Big Tusk Energy product line, everything's $25 or less, and the stuff is really cool. So go ahead and check that out. But anyway, jumping back into the deal again, I'm just checking out my Twitter. And by the way, thank you everybody for getting me over the 1,000 follower hump last night. That was big. Huge night last night. In addition to all the big news, Austin Facer, known as SLC Puck on Twitter, gets over 1,000 followers. So that was huge. But right here, this broke literally 10 minutes after I posted my episode last night on the 25th. And Frank Saravalli of the Daily Faceoff says, breaking, sources say Sabres have agreed in principle to trade forward J.J. Peterka to the Utah Mammoth. But there's apparently a contingency holding up the deal. If completed, and still a big if, it would be a big get for Tusks up. The contingency was Peterka's contract extension. He inks a 5-year extension with the Utah Mammoth. The ink is dry. The deal went through. Elliot Friedman shortly after tweeted, hearing the J.J. Peterka deal to Utah is for Michael Kesselring and Josh Doan. 3 players, no picks. Huge. Utah retains their most valuable piece of trade bait right now, which is the 4th overall pick in tomorrow's NHL draft. And so right now I'm doing this podcast. It's an emergency podcast, and I feel this pit in my stomach right now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, and I have these alarms ringing in like every fiber of my body. Like, Austin, what the heck are you doing? There's going to be another trade between now and the end of the draft. I think there almost certainly will be. There will be more deals, and then a lot to talk about on Sunday. If there's a huge trade between now and the NHL draft, I'll try to find time to hop on and do a second emergency podcast. But right now, the plan is just to react to everything that's happened between now and Sunday for the regular episode. But this is a great trade for Utah. It's absolutely mammoth, pun intended. Again, let's just check out the social media reaction here. Jazzy Pinkman, with a great jersey swap already. I hope the Mammoth do the right thing and bring him in as an intern. And my buddy Spencer here at Tussed Up put it very succinctly and described the excitement here. We traded a third liner and the guy playing third pair for someone who could be top line, and we kept fourth overall. Insanely terrific value coming back for Utah. Here's me pouring out I poured out 2 of these already, pouring out some more Red Bull. My sister, who's a huge Red Bull fan, is shaking her head right now. But again, huge day. Tyson Whitting, who's the voice of the Utah Grizzlies, says, what a night of sports news in the Salt Lake Valley. Peterka was third on the Sabres with 28 goals, second with 41 assists, and tied for second with 68 points. And he doesn't turn 24 until January. Good addition to the Mammoth. And Tyson's completely right about that. Tyson's a smart dude, by the way. I'll tell you how smart Tyson is. When he's at the Utah Hockey Club Mammoth games, he has the presence of mind to bring with him wool gloves as we sit on press row. And it is smart. It gets freezing in the Delta Center. Like, I'm always like shivering and shaking. I'm like leaning on Ryan Miller or Brogan Houston to share body warmth with me to stay warm. Tyson doesn't have to do that. He has wool gloves, so I'm going to think about adding that to my backpack of goodies. But consider this. JJ Peterka, right, last season, Tyson's correct. He scores a career high it wasn't a career high. The year before it was a career high. He scored 27 goals last year. The year before he scored 28. So it's safe to say it's kind of his pace he's finding himself at in his early 20s. 68 points, though, last year, adding 41 assists. Where would that rank on the Utah Hockey Club? That would have been second on the team in scoring. 27 goals would have tied Dylan Guenther. 41 assists would have been third behind Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz. 68 points altogether would have made him the second highest scoring player on the Utah Hockey Club last season. So this is huge. Again, he's a young guy. They've inked him to a 5-year deal. Pretty good value. I believe the terms were spelled out here by Saravalli right here. And I've always been afraid that I'm pronouncing Frank's name incorrectly, so apologies if that's the case. But I believe the terms were about 5 years, $7.7 million annual value. So again, that's a pretty excellent bargain. It's even cheaper than the deal they've got Dylan Guenther over, which has been considered to be value. The terms are shorter too, so when JJ turns 28, which is kind of what even Bill Armstrong has said, the year that guys start to get really excellent in the league, they can look at the deal again, re-sign him or trade him or let him walk. They can make the decision, kick the can down the road, make the decision then based on how it's gone. But it's kind of an emotional day for people in the Utah Hockey Club orbit. Emma right here on Twitter had a really funny joke here. Does JJ Peterka know he just adopted 16 adult women, referring to the donors who now might have to be the Peterkers, which kind of works, right? I'll tell you this. If JJ Peterka heads to his introductory press conference with the Utah Mammoth and pulls out one of these and cracks it and takes a sip, it's over. It's over. He will have the highest selling jersey in the National Hockey League, no doubt about it. That's what I would recommend to JJ if he really wants to ingratiate himself to the community. And let's just get to know him a little bit better. The Utah Mammoth have put out a really excellent short little article here. They've been working their buns off in the offseason. It's almost like they're a legit, serious hockey team right now. I'll tell you that. I'm kidding, of course. They are very much. But right here, this article by Catherine Bogart, who is the team's reporter here. We'll just get some basics here on JJ Peterka. John Jason Peterka, by the way, 23-year-old forward from Munich, Germany. I believe it's been joked that he's the Munich Mammoth now. I think Pete Blackburn from What Chaos coined that phrase, so we'll give Pete some credit there. 6 feet tall, 189 pounds, drafted by Buffalo in the second round of the 2020 NHL draft. Oldest of three. Again, he's from Munich, made his NHL debut 2021 in Buffalo, played in just 2 games that first year. First NHL goal came in October 2022. And then through 3 full seasons of NHL experience, Peterka has played 238 NHL games, has 150 points, 67 goals, 83 assists. Last season took big steps, setting new career highs in assists, points, power play goals, power play assists, power play points. He was 1 goal away from tying his career high in goals, and he played 5 less games. So it was a key part of Buffalo's offense. He has international experience representing Germany at the World Junior Championships and in the Men's World Championships. And this is the spicy stuff right here in his own words. According to Peterka himself, his personality is a little spicy. So, again, I have a feeling he's going to fit in very well. A guy who loves fashion. Utah supporters can look forward to Peterka bringing style to his arrival photos with the Sabres. Peterka participated in a series of fun player personality videos, which bodes well for his future mini-mic appearances. Hey guys, so sorry to interrupt. I just want to remind you once again about the incredible giveaway that we've had going on with our good friends at Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelry for a while now. We've been giving out winners for gift cards, $250 gift cards to either one of those locations for quite a few months right now. We've been doing it throughout the summer. We're going to continue to do it through August. Very exciting. I know a lot of you guys are headed to weddings, or, maybe just want to get something for someone anyway, and you want to save some money. It's a tight economy. I don't blame you. This is a great way to do it. But you don't have to wait to win a gift card to do it. Even by just mentioning SLC Puck at either one of these locations, Payne Anthony, that's at Trolley Square. Jonathan's Jewelry is up in Cottonwood Heights. Walk in there. Just say, hey, I'm an SLC Puck listener. Boom, $100 off your purchase, just like that. It's easy. All right, so all you got to do to enter the raffle, though, is just scan this QR code, hit send on the message, and you're in it. You'll get a message if you win. If you haven't won, you're still in the raffle. Keep going, baby. Grab someone else's phone. Enter that baby in. It's easy. It's all you got to do. So I want to give a big thanks to Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelry for their support of SLC Puck. Thank you for letting me indulge the sponsors for a moment. And now let's get back to the show. Where's number 77? Why is that? He just kind of always liked the way it looked. When he put a mirror down there, it says JJ, which is kind of nice. Oh, that is kind of cool. And that's just kind of how I got there. I was wearing 10, and when I turned pro, wearing 10, and then he switched to 33. Then a goalie had that, so he switched to 77. So that's cool. 77 is a good-looking hockey number, so I agree with him there. I like the fact that when it's upside down, it looks like JJ. That's kind of cool. He's kind of artsy guy. I like that. So again, I think people are going to really, really like having a guy like JJ Peterka here, because here's the reality, right? This is kind of how I've always felt about the scene for Utah sports in the professional sports for quite a while. I feel like a lot of times we're given a choice. We have a choice, right? Do we either want a team of guys who we are very comfortable with, who we know, they're coming back every year. We know Ricky Rubio's back. He's playing point guard for the Utah Jazz again, and he's handsome. He's from Spain. That's great. I feel like the Dennis Lindsays of the world, who is the general manager of the Utah Jazz, kind of forced that down our throat a little bit as fans. And for me, it's great, right? I like the Ricky Rubio videos. There's a certain comfort, right, in seeing these guys on social media year in and year out. But really, at the end of the day, what we want from our professional sports teams here in Utah is to take it seriously. We're investing a lot of money and time, attending the games and covering this team. Let's win a frickin' championship. We've never had one of these in Utah. We've never had the championship parade down State Street. And right now, the Utah Mammoth and general manager Bill Armstrong are sending a message to the NHL, to the community at large, to the entire world. It's like, hey, we're here for one frickin' reason, and it's to win a Stanley Cup and have that parade down State Street. And I absolutely love it. I'm thrilled out of my mind. I know you donors out there, and this one's for me. I'm gonna drink this one later. I know it hurts to say goodbye to boys we love. We love Michael Kesselring. We love Josh Stone. The return back is tremendous. We essentially got Buffalo's version of Dylan Guenther for pieces that are pretty expendable. Like let's just be honest here, right? We love Josh Stone. Obviously, the connection is there with his dad, Shane. I personally am of the opinion that he is not Shane Doan, but I hope he proves me wrong, right? That's kind of the great thing about this trade. Now Michael Kesselring and Josh Stone are in a situation where they can get more time. They can prove themselves at the NHL level. We want them to do well. We want them to succeed. I'm sure Bill Armstrong feels the same way as well. It would be great if Buffalo comes out of this trade a winner as well. If we can look down the road, a few years from now and say, hey, both teams got something really tremendous out of this trade, right? Josh Stone did turn into Shane Doan. Michael Kesselring did become that top pair right shot defenseman who can move the puck, plays physically, blasts that 105-mile-per-hour shot, and scores regularly, leads a power play unit, right? I think all those things are absolutely possible with this trade. The return for Utah right now is really great. I think the terms of the contracts are fair. I mean, just look at what we're looking at with Utah's forward group. Peterka's added that lineup. Again, they still have the 4th overall pick. Something crazy might happen. They still need it. There's still some voids to be filled. There's still some heaviness they need to add. So that's totally very much in play. But you consider like all these guys right here, with the exception of Leo O'Brien, who's going to be a healthy scratch a lot of the time next year, are under the age of 30 on this forward group. It's pretty stunning to look at, and the upside is very exhilarating. I think for defensemen, I think they can levy a lot of the gaps left by Michael Kesselring's departure. Obviously, a right shot defenseman in the NHL is a very treasured, a very sought after asset. But we still have some solid right shot guys on defense, right? We're hoping to get a full year out of Sean Dursey, who missed 50 games due to injury last year. He's a right shot defenseman. John Marino, we'd love to get a full year out of him as well. He's a right shot defenseman as well. And I'll tell you, the big winner for this trade right now also might be Maverick Lamoureux, who as a 6'7" right shot defenseman is going to have even more opportunity to play probably on that third pairing for the Utah Mammoth next year. But he'll get to see a lot more ice time and have a very decent chance at making the opening night roster for the Mammoth. So for the Mammoth, it's a great return for what they sent out. The key takeaway is they still have their most valuable trade piece, which is the 4th overall pick. Again, I am feeling like a little nauseous right now, a little on edge, fully expecting there to be more moves between now and the NHL draft, which is tomorrow, I believe, at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So again, lots of exciting things happening. But to me, the psychological takeaway on this is like this team wants to win. They're not complacent winning any social media awards, as fun as those are, and as much as we all love some great content online. The priority for Bill Armstrong is winning a championship. There's a certain ruthlessness that has to come with that, but I feel like this trade benefits everybody. And for me, I'm totally exhilarated. I'm in love with the fact that this team is serious and wants to win, and they're going to find ways to better the roster, even marginally, every single day. And when the iron is hot, they're going to strike and take these opportunities. So again, this is the Emergency Podcast. Those are my thoughts. I think I echo a lot of the feelings on social media, the excitement that is being felt about this. Again, feel bad for you donors out there. Love you, appreciate you. You will find a new life as the Peterkers. I predict that, or the Kellers. Who knows? The Kellers could be a good one. So anyway, hey, thank you guys for tuning in for this emergency broadcast of SLC Puck. Hoping we won't have to do this again until Sunday, but hey, if we do, it's probably for a good reason. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate our good friends at Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers, Jonathan's Jewelry, for their support. Scan this QR code right here in the corner. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I think I said that already. Follow me at SLC Puck. More exciting stuff on the way. We're working our buns off for you over here, and we love you. We'll talk to you soon.